In this video, we're looking at question 15 of practice exam 3.1 in the fall 2021 semester. And the question simply asks us to identify the formal charge on boron in Bf4-. So this question is all about formal charge. Now, the most foolproof way to assess formal charge is to draw a Lewis structure first. So let's draw a Lewis structure for Bf4-. And we can start by identifying the number of valence electrons in the molecule. Boron is going to bring 3 to the table, and each of the fluorines will bring 7. So we've got 7 times 4, and we're going to get 1 out of that negative charge, and so the total number of valence electrons in this molecule is 28 plus 1 plus 3, a total of 32 valence electrons in Bf4-. Now next we need to decide how the sigma bonds are arranged, what is the skeletal structure of Bf4, and boron is far less electronegative than fluorine, which tells us to put boron at the center. It also has the higher valence, forms a greater number of bonds than fluorine, and so we have B in the center and the 4 fluorines around the outside. And to satisfy the octet rule on the fluorines, let's just start laying down lone pairs. Each fluorine is going to have 3 lone pairs around it. This will ensure that the octet rule is satisfied at each of those fluorines. And in fact, if we count electrons, that actually uses up all 32 valence electrons, 8 for the 4 single or sigma bonds, there, and there, and 6 electrons at each of the 4 fluorines, total of 24. So, formal charge. Now we're looking at the boron and asking what is the formal charge at boron. And remember, for the purposes of determining formal charge, we're going to split each bond down the middle and give 1 electron from each bond to each atom in order to assess formal charge. So from each of these single or sigma bonds, single bonds, boron gets 1 electron. 1 electron from this BF bond, 1 electron from this BF bond, 1 electron from this BF bond, and 1 electron from this BF bond. So what is the total number of formal valence electrons owned, quote unquote, by that boron? Well, it's a total of 4 electrons. And those have a charge of -4. So let's say -4 electrons. Now, how many electrons does a valence electrons does a neutral boron atom have? 3. And we could determine that based on position on the periodic table. It's the 3rd element in period 2. And so the formal charge here on boron is -1, and we represent that in the Lewis structure typically with a minus symbol. A minus symbol often in a circle in the vicinity of the boron atom. So the correct answer here, -1, is the formal charge on boron in Bf4-.